Hi everybody, I am in my utility room. I appreciate the audio is going to be absolute dog shit, but here we are anyway. This is just to highlight where I am. I do it in here because it's away from the rest of the house. The lighting is half decent, I think. This video is to highlight every single pair of boots that I've purchased from DHGate and the ones that I still have. Some have fallen by the wayside, some have perished. But I'm going to show you them all anyway. I will add links in the description to each pair. Granted, the sellers that I bought them from may not be around anymore, but at least you'll have a link to who I think your best bet is if this particular type of boot is that what you want. There's another video which I'll put a link to as well as to how I would navigate around DHGate. Keep an eye out for that one and have a look at it and see what you think. And yeah, we'll get into it. So this is where everything began for me in trying to purchase a pair of boots. As soon as I found out they were remaking these 1998 Adidas accelerators, I was like, I'm going to buy a pair. But as soon as they came out, remakes, Adidas decided to, charge a hugely inflated price of around 300-400 quid, if I remember rightly. And I was devastated at that because I was so keen on getting a pair of these. I couldn't get them for one reason or another when I was younger. So I started looking on Twitter, of all places. So this is where sort of my journey first came about. I was on Twitter, having a search, I was even going to buy off of eBay, but that was before sort of scalpers were even a thing. And I couldn't get any. I could not get any for a half decent price. There's the old toe box, just to sort of prove that I've actually worn these and do continually wear these. And I just saw someone mention, oh, have you tried DHGate? Followed the rabbit hole, and here I am. Now, I've had multiple pairs of these. The first pair was nicked out of my car whilst I was in the shop, and I was then able to subsequently buy another pair. This is that subsequent second pair. And everything is great. I mean, I purchased these back in, I want to say, 2019, even beyond. And obviously, there is slight fraying of, threads and material. And as well, with these, like all my boots, they are on 3-4G pitches. There's the toe box. Now, a previous pair of Adidas 2002 Mania remakes. Just turn these over. There we go. There's the little back balls of 3G pitch falling out there. They did 100% just fall apart. But that was after 3 years of continuous wear. I've got to say that. They were my favourite boot out of all of these that I'm going to show you now. Probably one of the reasons why they've fallen to bits. They came apart at the sole plate, the toe box area, like I'm sure most boots do. Whether or not they do commonly do, I'm not too sure. Let's give you an insight into the insole. Beg your pardon. Here we go. As you wear, it's going to be the same on the other boot, obviously. So what are these? These are a size 10.5. I will always, off of DHGate, get a 10.5 boot. I'm a size 10, but I will always go 10.5. When I'm in these boots, they feel a little bit more heavier and fuller, certainly around the ankle. They seem quite padded. Even now looking back at them here. But on foot, they feel quite heavy, which is kind of, I'm assuming, what they were going for when they originally remade these. But they're still a great boot. I suppose the only concern that I would have with this particular boot and these is these, here we go, that's probably one of the reasons why there's a bit of fraying here, is these little loops for where the laces come through. That one's obviously, that's just gone. I do tend to, for these ones, I do double up the laces around the boot. There's no issues there. Obviously, I've gone for like the extra loop there at the top end of the boot also. They're great. I do still wear these from time to time just for nostalgic purposes. I am fortunate enough to play sort of regularly enough that I can just alternate my boots and everything else. They're great. I love these boots. I so wish I had a pair way back in 1998. But now I'm able to via here. So yeah, that's the Accelerator 98. Next up is the Adidas Absolute Predator remake from 2006. Now, back in 2006, I didn't have a pair of these. Again, a little bit like the Accelerators, really. I probably didn't find them that attractive back in the day, but since I've had them, these are the boots that I've worn the most, bar the Manias, which are now no longer here. They are incredibly comfortable. They look great, and again, cannot fault them enough. I do still actively wear them. The only difference is with these ones in particular is there is a sports insole in them. Now, you'll have seen on the Accelerators that they were a 10.5. These are equally a 10.5. However, I have in these a sports insole. So this wasn't one that came with the actual boot itself, and again, apologies for all the sort of RIP of 3G pitch there. The insole is a sports insole. I just bought one off of Amazon, nice and simple, and these fit an absolute treat. I'm trying to think of anything else you might want to have a look at in terms of your detail. Let's have a look. A little bit of editing there. So I mentioned on the 98 Accelerators, these loops for the laces, they have just gone. These are, as you can see here, quite tight. As you can see here, the shape of the boot is sort of slightly changing due to how tight I'm pulling the boots, but it's not affecting anything in terms of comfort. If anything, it's making them better. They're really, really good. And yeah, again, similarly to the 98 Accelerators, these are a little bit more sort of fuller, certainly around the ankle. Again, probably because in 2006, these were leather boots, and they've sort of gone for that a sort of lightness, like for like, to ensure that it sort of stays true to the original boot. I think I prefer these in terms of fit and comfort for the in comparison to the 98 Accelerators. As much as I love the design, I prefer these for the fit. They're great. Feel free to have a look at the link I've posted with regards to, and again, I mean, look at the toe, and I have worn these a lot. The toe box has held up really, really well. But this is all textured here. And there is a little bit, basically there's the sole plate right underneath here. Is it leather? Questionable. Got no idea. I genuinely don't know. But these do feel really, really good. There will be a link in the description for a pair of these that I would recommend you to buy. Give them a whirl. These are great. And that's the 2006 Absolutes. Okay, 2024 Predators. These are mint. Just like design-wise, these are great. I can't say that they are comfier than the 98 Accelerators or the 2006 Absolutes, purely because, as I'm sure most of you boot connoisseurs who I'm sure are hopefully watching this, leather wins, okay? These as a look, however, are phenomenal. They are comfy on. When I first had to break these in, I got a blister on my heel. Other than that, they were fine. So not on the heel, beg your pardon. They were on the ankle bone on this particular boot. These boots have the Hybrid Touch 2.0 outer, and it is incredibly light. Obviously very synthetic, but equally very, very light. Worn these recently on 3G and a grass pitch. The grass pitch was dry. They were great. They were, I didn't feel any sort of discomfort at all, if I'm being honest. Again, they're just it's a very, very good, I mean, aesthetically, I love these boots. I love the design. I love what Adidas have done with them. I think they're great. They're just not as comfortable as the 98s or the 2006s or the next pair that I'll show you, but that's coming up shortly. I don't know why, but I'll show you. I'll try and get it in anyway. Everything is to be expected. As obviously you can see here, there's a little bit of sort of contact damage. Yeah. Yes. So as I flick up the tongue, so this Predator came about as a anniversary pair to celebrate Predator as a boot, and it was the 30th anniversary. So on this pair, I bought these at the turn of the year, and I did a little bit of research trying to have a look at the differences between this pair and a retail pair. This pair didn't come, it's very, very minor, but I'm sure some people would pick up on it. There was a little bit of detail on this tongue strap, which would have said Predator, or had the Adidas logo on one side. These didn't come with it at all. And even I was here going, oh, it's a little bit disappointing, but I'm not bothered because, again, these were a limited edition and retailed at somewhere silly like £300, I've got a feeling to say. Obviously some anticipated contact damage, you'd get that anywhere, I'm sure. They're really good. They're really, really good. Like, I can't fault them. Cannot fault them whatsoever. Again, let's have a look at sizes. Where's the size label on here? Are they on the inside? There we go. And it's rubbed off. That's brilliant. But as per the other videos, I'm a 10.5. There we go. There's nothing on there because I've worn them, sweated them off. These were a 10.5. I've not had to put a sports insole in these. These were the most recent purchase of the Adidas silo that is currently out now, 2024. Yeah, nice one. And then lastly, these little rascals, the Predator Rerio, or Rerio. Forgive the pronunciation, I don't know how to pronounce it, but hopefully you get the gist. Now, I purchased these in the hope that these would be leather. They aren't. Let's get that out of the way. These are, as you can see here, these are the Hybrid Touch 2.0 skin. However, the colourway is in exactly the same colourway that the Rerio ones are, which is to coincide with the Euro 2024, UEFA 2024. So in effect, they are exactly the same as the last pair that I showed you, albeit they're just different in colour. That said, they do feel differently on foot. I don't know what it is, but I'll do a side-by-side video. That'll be something separate. I've had a couple of messages about these. I think these have been quite popular purely because of the look and the style of these things, because they are absolutely mega. And recently played in a game, 11-a-side match, charity match with a Manchester United 11, coincidentally, to which I had Phil Bardsley very nicely make a comment about them, because he said, "Oh, those boots are very nice, aren't they?" Full disclaimer, Phil Bardsley was not asking where I got them from. But yes, these are class. I'm wearing these the most frequently because they're my newest pair. So obviously there's a little bit of wear and tear on them, as you can imagine. Let's have a look down here. Oh, hang on. I think, yeah, I'm not overly concerned about that. There's a little bit of sort of glue, toe box coming away. If that, it's not even coming away. It might just be a little bit of movement in the boot, but everything else is fine. As you can see here, 10.5. Again, that's me. There is no insole in these. I don't know why. I'll do it anyway. The sole, they are technically the same boot, okay? These are really comfy in comparison to the ones that the black pair, the 2024 Predators came in. They're so much more comfier. And this was playing on my mind going, oh, is it because they're leather? They're not leather. They're not leather. They are clearly not leather. And detail-wise, I don't know if it's because they are a little bit more on in terms of their sort of production cycle or anything like that. So whoever is making these boots has got a little bit more access to better materials or manufacturing processes, whatever. They just feel so much more better than the last pair that I showed you. Just going back to detail, on the last pair I said, oh, they didn't come with the Predator thing on them. These did. I've worn them because there is no remnants of them being on this particular boot, this right foot. You will be able to see here on this tongue that the Adidas logo is present, and that did say Predator and hasn't. That 100% wasn't on the black pair. It was on this pair. But, you know, they're great. I've had a lot of messages on Instagram about these. These are class. These are really, really good. Any links that I post out will be as near as I can get them from the seller. But if you've got any questions, do reach out to me. I'm really enjoying making these videos for you guys. Yeah, hit me up, let me know.